Hi folks, I'm here at our home page, and I want to talk about the discussion question in unit number 2. What we're going to, let me look at it, number 2 discussion question. What they ask you to do here is to use StatCrunch to access any of the data sets there and then answer these questions, A through E. So I want to show you a StatCrunch just in case you're having difficulty. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Learning Resources right here. And you notice StatCrunch is right there. We're going to click on StatCrunch. Here it is up there. And our StatCrunch statistical software program appears. Now notice on the left side here we have data sets 1, 2, 3, a whole bunch of them. You pick any one you want. I'm going to pick the data set number 1 for female health exam results. Click on that and it will show you this table. Now what we have is a number of rows. Let's see, we start with row 1 and go all the way down to row number 40. What that represents are 40 different female MM207 students in the past who've responded to the student survey. Each one of them, their data is in a row, like row number 3 here is female number 2992. It's coded, of course. She's 25 years of age. Here's her height and weight and waist and pulse and so on and so forth. Now, you notice her height is 62.3 inches, I assume, ages in years. Look at the waist, 66.7. Well, what we need to do is to make sure we know the terms that we're using. And so I want to go to doc sharing. And if you look at data set descriptions in doc sharing, you will see that it has headings like data set number 1 for both male and female. Weight is in pound. Waist is circumference in centimeters. Okay, and upper arm length is centimeters, so on and so forth. So you can use this document in doc sharing to help you identify the terms that are used in each one of those data sets. I just want to make sure that you knew that before you got too deep into StatCrunch. So what they want you to do is to pick out a quantitative variable. Let me again go back to the questions discussion. What does each observation, what row represent? I just mentioned what it represents. One qualitative variable and one quantitative variable from the data set. Depending on what data set you pick, you may not have both types. If you don't, indicate so. Now choose one of the variables and then classify it according to the levels of measurement. We're going to talk about these in seminar. Here we're talking about levels of nominal, ordinal, ratio, interval. Explain how you know. And then, are there any systematic errors that might affect your data? And I wanted to clear that up. A systematic error is like a systemic error. In other words, it's an error that affects all measurements. So keep that in mind when you answer part E to this. So that's how you get into the StatCrunch. Now, next week we're going to do a little bit more with StatCrunch. I'll give you another video. We're going to learn how to graph, how to do bar charts and histograms and stem and leaf diagrams and all this other kind of good stuff. And then the week after that, we're going to go into statistics and actually do some calculations of statistics. I'll show you another video when we get to that point. So, any questions, email me, afiducia@kaplan.edu.